Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal Degree, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And today we are going to be giving you another cool little episode. You know, we're going to be ranking some seasons that you might like. We're going to be ranking Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and Time Force. But we will not do it just with the three of us. Oh no. We have yet another special guest with us. Now this guest, we've been following him for quite a while and didn't even know it. And then we actually met him in person at Power Morphicon. Amazing person. You can definitely follow him on Instagram if you don't already. He has an amazing Instagram and he's an amazing person in real life. Please welcome the Morphing Grid, Drew. Drew, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys? Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you for actually coming on the show and being a part. We really appreciate you being here.
It's my pleasure. I'm still in shock that you guys wanted to have a conversation with me after all your new celebrity guests that you guys have been having. I just don't feel like I fit in with all these guys. You know, the original Yellow Ranger was just posted today, and then bam, it's like, and then there's Drew.
Oh, I mean, you're selling yourself short, my friend. You have no idea.
Yes, I mean, they just did like the original pilot treaty, and now me, I must be really special, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, Drew, just give us a little background on your page, what you do, stuff like that.
Okay, well, it's around 6 years ago. Around 5 or 6 years ago, I kind of wanted to do something different on social media. I'm not a selfie type of person, so I wanted to maybe post my interests, just like a pop culture type of page, and so I would post my common interests, Batman and comic books, movies, and Power Rangers. And when I would post stuff about Batman or stuff that I was reading or video games I was playing, it wouldn't get really much attention. It was honestly like 4 to 10 likes every post. But when I would post something Power Rangers, it really kind of sparked up, like the likes went up, and then people were actually commenting on my posts and debating, and I thought that was just strange. So then I'd post something about Tommy. Who's your favorite Tommy? And then 40 comments about, oh, green's better, white's better, Zio's better. And then when I'd be like, all right, that was cool, I'm going to post Batman now. And then just crickets. That's all it was crickets. And so then I'd go back, well, who would win in a fight, Jason or Tommy? And then it was like, boom, I don't know, maybe Tommy is just the way to go with everything, right? So you want your page to be successful, just talk about Tommy. So
just talk about Tommy.
That's it, just Tommy. They'll change my name to the Tommy Grid, and it'll all be Tommy.
Dad, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh my God, you read what I was gonna say. You changes. Oh, anyways, that was funny. I actually was thinking it.
Yeah, and then there was, people were commenting. So I just felt like, I want to scrap this because I love Power Rangers, and I was like, you know what? I like the interactions. I like the people debating, and it seemed like people would lose interest and unfollow and stuff when I would post something else like RoboCop. So I stuck to just Power Rangers, and I changed my name to the Morphing Grid, and then I would post who would win in a fight, Jason or Tommy, or which Blue Ranger was better, Rocky or Justin, and then people would really let me have it about Justin, and then after that, the verses is how it all started. It was me posting Ranger versus Ranger or villain versus villain, and the comments section just went crazy. And then I started getting DMs of just, hey, post this. Can you do this one? And I started taking a lot of suggestions, and my inbox was so full. And I just couldn't believe how fast it took off. At first, it was just crazy. Wow. And I felt really, excited to be a part of this underrated fandom. People out there, we see the Walking Dead fans and the Harry Potter fans, but I don't think people realize how passionate Power Ranger fans are. And to a lot of us, it's not just about nostalgia. It's, the comments and the debates these guys go through, like, they talk about, it's way more than just nostalgia to these people.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, I was one of them. I was one of those people debating. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Especially
You
when they
would
did
get
Yellow
crazy.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He would comment. I have some stuff, man. Like, I had post like a Beast Morpher. I don't watch the Super Sentai series. I never got into it. And then when Beast Morphers got announced, I had posted like, these suits are really growing on me. I can't wait to see them. And I had posted a picture from Go Busters with the Red Ranger in some type of battleizer armor. And I was like, these suits are great. I can't wait to see them. And I remember getting a DM from him. He's like, that's not from the Beast Morphers TV show or the Go Busters show. That's from the movie. It's not going to count or something like that. And I was like, oh, damn. He was like, he basically told me to get your facts straight, boy. And I was like, all right. I was like, I don't know. I've never seen the show.
I'm screaming. I can't. Of
Listen,
course you would, Brandon.
I am a stickler for fact. I think that's like the journalist in me. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, listen. It was no harm, no foul. It was not to be mean.
Oh no. And then I posted a versus match with, there's that character from what's his name, Korag. There's the purple version, and then there's the red version. I forgot the red one's name. I don't know if, excuse me for that, but I posted the wrong name on that character, and everyone let me have it. They were just like, I see what you're trying to do, but you're an idiot. And I was like, oh no. So I had to really start fact checking before I posted anything like that. So.
Oh no. I mean, if you get a DM from Brandon, you know that's it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Well, look. Well,
Dead.
we are glad to have you here. Despite all of the craziness. I mean, you corrected it. So hey, you learned, and that's what the fandom is all about: learning and growing. But to go ahead and kick everything off, like I said before, we will be talking about Lightspeed Rescue, Lost Galaxy, and Time Force. Now, I just want to get everyone's opinions because I'm pretty sure, like, because these 3 seasons, this Trinidad, this holy trinity, these seasons resonate very well with the fans. It was coming off. These seasons were coming off the high of In Space, where we might as well say shit got real, especially when Zordon was killed, and I'm pretty sure everyone was thinking, "Oh, is he coming back? Is he coming back?" And then we all realized, no, this man is dead. He ain't coming back, y'all. So when after we realized that, and it ends up becoming a completely different franchise at that point, where literally there was nothing but, like, every season was different. They were telling new stories, having a new cast each year, and the show really, the tone even changed. Can't you all agree? Like, the tone even.
Oh yeah.
The tone of the show even changed. It kind of grew with its audience.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I felt that too, for sure.
Yeah, it was.
That
like,
happened.
You said what, Will?
That happened.
Yes. Which is one of the things we actually want to cover. We want to talk. We want to talk about all the deaths, all the goodness, all the greatness of these 3 seasons. Now, first and foremost, I pose a question to the group here. I pose a question to you guys. What is your favorite season of the 3? Go.
Lost Galaxy.
Oh,
that would be mine.
Lost
Sorry?
Galaxy.
Lost Galaxy. Time Force for me.
Time Force was so close for me, but there was just some elements in Lost Galaxy that I love that, like, it has to be number one for me. It's probably my number one season of all time.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
I would probably say for me, I'll probably have to say Time Force. I probably have to say Time Force, but I'll give my reasons though. I'll give my reasons in a bit. But um, let's have a discussion. So, what I know you guys, a lot of you guys said Lost Galaxy. Um, what was it about Lost Galaxy that made you like go towards it?
I guess when I still remember having the old VHS tape of the first like 3 episodes. I think that's what all the VHS tapes had, was like 3 episodes. And
Yeah.
I remember when it opened up and when they had that fight scene in that jungle, like where that little jungle area, and they all pulled the swords out of the stone, and Mike was the original successor for the Red Ranger. Then he died. That was what I liked. I love that. Like, I thought that when he had died, like, or supposedly died, I don't know, when he fell through the hole right there, and then Leo took over the sword and stuff.
Yes.
I thought that was crazy because I felt like he wasn't chosen at first, but he did earn his spot.
Mm.
And you could fact check me all you want, Brandon, because it's fine. I won't take offense to it.
Dead.
No, I will give him that. Now, granted, Leo was not my favorite Red Ranger, but he
How
definitely did earn
dare.
it.
Oh my
He definitely did earn it. He earned his place. He earned his place.
Yeah.
Will, what about you? I know you said Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the seasons that I vividly remember, and I had the VHSs as well. For me, I love the journey that we went on with Leo. In particular, like they started off focusing on him, basically him being pretty much like lost, and his big brother had his life together, and he was going off to the new world, and Leo was
his big brother was, he had set together, and Leo wasn't shit. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I remember that scene in the alleyway, and I think that might be the same alleyway that Tommy fought the putties in. But this old lady is walking through the alleyway with her ticket to the New World, and I don't know why she wants to go. You know what?
Shut up. I know exactly where you're going with this. You're rude.
But
you're rude.
yeah, and then these thugs attack her, and that was something that like we really see before that, like humans actually going to attack and rob another human being, an old lady, and then Leo comes and saves her, and they had a pretty cool fight scene, and I thought that she was going to give him her ticket, and then she was like, well, thanks, bye. He goes off, and he ends up throwing.
I mean, to be fair, that is more the reality anyways. Like,
Yes, I appreciated that. I really appreciated that.
So, but like, I did feel kind of bad for him. Like, oh, this poor guy couldn't get that free ticket.
Yeah, and another thing
honestly, oh no, I was just gonna say, like, honestly, like I'm like you. I like it would have. While I feel like that probably would have happened in Neo Saban. Where he would have done that, and the person who rescued would have been like, you know what, you showed such extensive bravery protecting me, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my ticket. And it was just like, hell no, I'm taking my ticket back.
And
But thank you though.
another thing that I really liked was I am a shipper, so to see the first interactions between Leo and Kendricks, like I wanted them together. Like as soon as I saw that,
Oh,
I thought,
Kendrick's had them hungry eyes for Leo.
I
yeah,
mean, I
Well, I
don't
think we
blame
all did when
her.
he ripped off that
Thank
shirt. I think we all had the
you.
hungry eyes for.
I was
I
just
I
gonna
mean,
say that.
mean,
I was like, I can't blame
low
her.
key,
I
whew,
had hungry eyes
that
for him.
sweat glistening and all that dirt on him. I was like, oh
Oh,
Lord, y'all know what y'all doing.
oh.
Y'all know what y'all doing.
I'm
they
telling you.
had
Oof.
to do it.
Leo though, till this day, Danny, woo, it's a
It's
fine
like, ooh,
man.
sir. What I mean, just abs everywhere. Just like, oh my god. Ah,
See,
whew, Lord.
mhm.
Okay, I might have to change my joint from Time Force to Lost Galaxy. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not. But
No, no. I definitely love Leo in that season. He ended up becoming the reason why I watched the whole entirety of it. Like he was the reason why I was watching it, not because I thought the show was cool. I was
well,
like,
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I, as far as like a successor from the Zordon era, with Space and Zeo and Turbo and all that. Like for me, Lost Galaxy it was kind of like the beginning of something fresh and something new. So I loved it for that. There were so many elements that like I just stand for Lost Galaxy. Kendricks was one of them. I just always felt like Kendricks had like the best battle cry of all time. Like between her and Tanya, like those two have the best battle cries for me. Like period, hands down. Um, as far as like the show though, I felt like especially years later after watching Ginga Man and stuff like that, I felt like there were a lot of missed opportunities. And I realized that of course with Valerie Vernon having to leave and stuff like that, some of the stuff that they couldn't do. But there was a lot of stuff that I was just like, oh, I wish I could have seen this. I wish I could have seen that. And I, for me. I had some things that I was like, I wish they would have developed a little more on.
mm.
That was like my biggest gripe with Lost Galaxy, and that's why I can't really count it as like my number one favorite of the three. Um, Now I will say one of the best. It to me, I hands down. I'm sorry, it had the best finale.
Oh
Period.
yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it had the best finale. Like Trakina turning into her mutated form. First of all, before she even turned into her mutated form, and she was part Deviox, part Trakina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Like she was sadistic. I've never seen a villain on Power Rangers be that crazy and that just like she was out to get everybody and she didn't even care if they were like like they were her people. It didn't matter. Like if you weren't for her cause, she's sacrificing you or she killing you herself.
She didn't care if it was the old lady in the alley. She was taking that ticket.
Seriously, like I mean, Shakina had it so bad that she was going to kill those people on the little space jet.
Right.
She was going to kill them. I was like, oh, I know she's not.
God.
Oh my god! And the little girl just sitting there looking out the window, and I'm just like, oh my god, that blaster is pointing right at her.
Dead.
Like, oh my gosh, Shakina's gonna shoot this little girl. She gonna kill her. But no, like it was crazy. I'm like, this is insane. Like I enjoyed that finale so much. So yeah, it definitely had a lot of things that was just fantastic about it. Um Now I noticed one that nobody mentioned. And that was poor little Lightspeed Rescue. Now,
Lights.
go
It
ahead.
had some good. It had some good elements to it. It did. I hated the suits. I don't know what they look like. Those little mint candies. Like so. I did not.
No.
I I liked the Titanium Ranger. I thought he was great. I believe that was the first American-made Ranger. Is that right?
Yeah, that is
And
correct.
all right, I got scared for a second. And then
Oh, you
I
know I'll
like.
correct you. It's
Oh, I
okay.
know. I like their whole base. I like that there was no, their mentor. Like there wasn't like no. I don't know. I just the no secret identity things. I like the they were
I
the
like that.
I like they were basically firefighters and like they work for the government. I really like that aspect of it. It felt more real. Like
Yeah.
that felt more real, less fantasy with that. But that's what it had going for it. That's what I did like about it. But there's too much more better stuff for me, I think, in Lost Galaxy and Time Force that I just enjoy more than Lightspeed. Poor Lightspeed.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
for me, Lightspeed was the last season that I watched originally when it aired. When I was watching for Mighty Morphin, I ended at Lightspeed, and as a 10-year-old, as Power Rangers, I enjoy it. And as time went on, I kind of forgot about it. When I went back to watch it, I think, how did I feel about it? It's been like, that was like 10 years ago. I think that I thought that some parts of it were kind of bland. Um, could have been like the acting from some people, could have been some of the story choices. I got a Power Rangers, and when he got to Lightspeed, I watched it again. And he's talking about how awesome he thought it was. Like, oh, I didn't really like it. Then I watched it again, and I like for some reason like it was like looking at it through new eyes, and then now I actually enjoy it and like appreciate the things that they were trying to tell. It was cool to have a less like mystical approach, and it seemed like they were a government organization of some kind. Their base, I thought the aqua base was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and it was
Oh yeah, for
cool.
sure.
It was cool, like all of the way that they introduced all of the arsenal, and it felt like
Mm.
really have these groups of scientists led by Miss Fairweather that are developing all these different weapons, including the titanium morpher. And I really enjoyed the art with um, oh my god, Ryan, and him being kidnapped. Well, not really kidnapped. He
Oh
was
no, he was
taken.
definitely kidnapped. No. You were right. He was kidnapped.
Like, is that really kidnapping if he said take him?
No, he was kidnapped. He didn't say take him. No, Diabolical took him
Right.
himself.
He
He
did.
stopped him from falling, but he still kidnapped him.
Well, anyway, so thing that I loved about that story was the fact that um Titanium's main rival wasn't the Red Ranger, it was the Pink Ranger's sister, and they had like this crazy ass fight scene. That was freaking awesome.
Oh, that fight scene was dope. That was probably one
Yeah,
of my favorite fight scenes ever.
and another thing that stood out was the oh my goodness, the episode. It was a Dana focus, and she fought a dude on a bus with a gun, and that was the first time we had seen a gun on Power Rangers, and it was the first time that we've seen like humans actually like fighting. I believe like an actual, not sparring, but an actual fight, someone defending themselves from another human, and I thought that was really cool as well. Something that stuck out to me that I didn't like. There was an episode where Chad, he had come face to face with his sensei, and his sensei was so angry at him for not continuing on with martial arts but being a ranger, and he was so upset and actually petty that he started training a monster, and then he had the nerve to be surprised when the monster turned on him and used everything he taught him to fight the Blue Ranger. That pissed me off because, like, you idiot, like, you really petty like that? Like, he's trying to do something for the greater good, become a ranger, and you're mad because he's not practicing martial arts anymore. Oh, stupid.
Yeah,
But
that episode was dumb. But I do have to say though, that fight scene with Chad versus the monster in the end, one of the best fights ever. Like, first of all, Mike Chat is just amazing. Like, can we just talk about Mike Chat for like 2.5 seconds? Like, this dude, oh my God, like, dude was literally just like flipping and doing all these freaking like tornado kicks and cross kicks. I mean, it's just like, holy crap. Like, oh my gosh. Like, and then I felt like, now I'm not gonna lie to you. I love that scene between Mike Chat himself versus the monster. But as soon as he transformed, I felt like the energy of it just went downhill. Because like he started using his V Lancer, and he's just like twirling his V Lancer and doing all these little like fancy little like twirling tricks, which I was like, oh, that's nice. But I wanted to see him really like go at it. Like those two just like square up and just start like bow bow bow, just like going at it. But he's just like, no, I'm just gonna twirl my V Lancer around and like cut you a couple times and then you blow up. It's like, oh, okay. It's kind of eventful. But overall though, like definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you there. What about you, Lena?
Well, you guys already know this. I don't like Lightspeed Rescue because for some strange reason in Canada on Disney's channel, it replayed Lightspeed Rescue what felt like forever from its beginning to its end, like its entirety. So I have erased all of that season on my mind at this point, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have yet to bring myself to rewatch it again as an adult. So I vaguely remember half of the stuff that you guys are saying, but I can't remember. I can't believe they did that to me.
I'm sorry. I mean, that is kind of traumatizing. So, but I mean, think about it. Think about what we had to go through with Mighty Morphin.
Oh my gosh, this is so true. But the great thing about Mighty Morphin was that when we were kids, we definitely did not remember any of the episodes, right? Where Lightspeed Rescue, I felt like we were mature enough to recognize and understand each episode a lot more. So like, so I felt like that was been more of a, what's the word for it? So I remember like obviously, well, I'm sure the older generation can relate to this. We didn't have internet the way we have internet now, and not all of us were blessed enough to have internet in our homes, right? So all I had was a TV, so I couldn't actually find out why Lightspeed Rescue kept replaying on Disney Channel. And I will admit, it's not even like I knew how to use the internet at that point either. But I do remember when it ended. I'm thinking, thank goodness, finally, a new season of Ranger's gonna come. No, it did not come.
Lightspeed Rescue again.
Again. And it got to the point where I actually hated the theme song because as soon as I heard it, I knew it was the start of it all over again.
that theme song was amazing.
No.
I think that was the best out of the three we're talking
And
about.
you know what's funny though? As an adult now, I really do like the theme song.
2.5 seconds. Excuse me?
You heard what I said.
Excuse me? Now, Will, we've let you slide a couple times with some of your stuff, but I'm not letting you slide with this one. Lost Galaxy has the best theme song of the three. Do not do this today, Will.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with that.
I will not let you do this today, Will. I will not let you.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just do a little replay with you.
Yes, please.
So talked about um we talked about the three movies: Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, Power Rangers Turbo Turbo a Power Rangers movie, and Power Rangers the 2017 movie. And we were ranking them and we were talking about our favorites. And Will goes and he puts Turbo and saying Turbo was better. Now we were like, you know what? This is subjective, you know. And I understand everybody has their opinions, but I'm like, there's only but so much I can take. This, uh-uh. No, 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 no. I love you, but I'm not letting you do this. I'm not letting you do this. Not on this show. Not tonight. No, 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 no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Lost Galaxy has the best theme song of the three.
Real quick,
I said what I said.
real quick. Right now, rate the three theme song.
Rank the three. Oh,
Yeah,
that's easy. Lost Galaxy, Time Force, Icy Rescue.
I'm with I'm with Brandon there. That's my rating.
Yeah, that has to be the same for me.
Yeah, I don't agree at all.
So what is
I,
your rating, Will?
Sorry. Not saying that
I,
it was bad. Not saying that it was bad. But to say that
really
it was the best? Oh no.
Well, what is your rating?
oh, I thought. Oh, you didn't hear me.
No.
Um. Oh my goodness.
You're right,
Lightspeed.
Time Force. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't like the first one, to be
Sorry.
totally honest.
Start from again. What is your rating?
Lightspeed, Lost Galaxy, Time Force. I personally did not like the Time Force one.
No.
Ooh,
Mm.
child of ghetto.
No, when I remember, I can remember when I watched the season for the first time in full. I think that was 2010, 2011. And I watched the first episode. I was waiting for the opening, and then it comes on, then it ends, and I'm like, ugh, it's not doing it for me.
Are you serious? It has
Mm-mm.
one of the greatest. Are you serious? What? Oh,
No, I
I
felt like there
can't.
was so much for Lost Galaxy and Time Force. It was just like a different energy for them. Um, like I didn't like Time Force or Wild Force. Ooh.
Oh,
I
who
mean,
like Wild Force? Who did
yeah.
that? Who did that? No, no, no. There's a reason why we didn't include that in this, this conversation. There's a reason. No Tito shade to y'all Wild Force lovers out there, but there's a reason we didn't choose this. But no, but no, for me, Lightspeed Rescue, I feel like personally, Lightspeed Rescue was actually there's some charming things about it. We mentioned one of the main things that I loved about it, which is the fact that it felt like this could actually happen in the real world.
Uh-huh.
I love the fact that it was mainly just based on technology. They just created these suits, which for me, I personally felt like their powers, they had no mention of the morphing grid whatsoever. So it almost kind of felt like these powers, their suits, everything about them was man made, was created. Which I loved. Like there was no connection to anything at that point in time, which we all now know. I mean, there is a connection. Apparently, they're saying that all the Rangers are connected through the morphing grid, which I mean, okay, whatever. But but to say that at that time, it almost kind of felt like the way they structured it. It felt like these powers, their tech had nothing to do with any of that stuff. Like it was just all man made, which I loved. I just love that. I love the fact that it felt like they earned their weapons in a sense. Um, it was just like, okay, we noticed the monsters are getting tougher. We need stronger weapons. Give them to them. And Miss Fairweather's team was like, let's do this. And they would just, they would just give them their weapons and everything's all cool. And I also like the way I felt like the writers at that time knew how to tell the stories, which made you interested in the actual toys themselves, well, the weapons slash toys. They made you interested in them because as of now, like they don't really do a good job of that. I mean, it's just kind of like they just kind of just throw stuff at you and hope that it'll stick. You know. So I really felt like those they 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 just did a really good job with storytelling, and introducing certain things. Um, one of my one of my favorite episodes of Lightspeed. Now this is gonna sound really bad. Um,
Can
I
it
hope
be any
nobody.
worse than the Turbo movie being your favorite?
It
Oh no no no
wasn't
no no
my.
no 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 no!
I'm just kidding. No.
I would never. I would never see that. But no, this is gonna sound really bad, but it was the episode where Carter finds out. Well, Carter thinks he did the training thing better than everybody, but in actuality, he did it the worst because all he did was just shoot the little the targets, but he didn't think the situation through. And Captain Mitchell basically like ripped him a new one. One of my favorite episodes of Light's Rescue. The reason being is because of how realistic it was. Because let's just face it, people are dumb.
Yeah.
People are really stupid. And I love the fact that they actually capitalized on the fact that people are stupid. So let's take a time out to talk about this, shall we? Now, in this scene where he chases Viper into a parking structure, and they're having this little fight or whatever, and he's like fighting Viper and stuff, and you got these civilians just standing there looking stupid. Ain't nobody ran. Ain't nobody was like, you know what? I'm a wait for the next break, the next chance, and I'm gonna break for it. Nope. No, no, no. Everybody's just standing there like, oh, what's happening here? Okay. Just standing here looking and just enjoying themselves looking at this fight. Then Viper sets the place on fire. That's when people want to start panicking. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. First of all, you had ample time to get out of there. Then he, I about to call the dude Connor. Jesus. Um, oh goodness, I can't remember the Red Ranger's name. Oh my god. Carter, thank you. Carter was like, I need to save these people first. And he's like, no, put out the fire. And they're arguing. And then finally he puts out the fire, but then the ceiling collapsed. And this lady wins Mother of the Year. She runs and leaves her son, and a big thing of cement falls and hits the little boy. Now, me being the person that I am, I'm not gonna lie to you, I laughed. I laughed because I'm just like, this just shows just how stupid people are. Like, this little boy he's literally just standing here. He's like, they're literally just standing there looking at the thing fall. She is like, the thing falls, hits him, and I'm just like, you had so much time to move. Like, it's just, what are you doing? Like, oh my gosh, it was just ridiculous. But I love the episode because of its ridiculousness. Uh, but in hindsight, it also teaches a really good lesson about making sure that you look at the entire situation before reacting. So I was like, that's really an actual cool way of putting that in real world instances. So I really enjoyed that. And I felt like Lights Rescue did a really good job at telling those kinds of stories. So props to Lights Rescue. I just wanted to get that out there because like I just really wanted to tell that story because I always cracked up laughing at that scene. But anyway, now we mentioned Time Force because who doesn't like Time Force? Now, Will, you said that you don't like Time Force theme song. We're not talking to you. But Time Force. What? How did you feel about it? How did you feel about it as a whole on Time Force?
There was a second Red Ranger. That was something we've never seen before.
Yes.
I loved that. I loved Jen. Let's see. Man, I'm just drawing a blank on Time Force. I'm here thinking that it's one of my favorite seasons, and I just can't remember.
What?
I know. Oh, my gosh. I love Time Force, but I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank right now. But Wes, I know. Maybe I don't like it as much as I thought I did.
What about the fake out with Alex when we found out that he was alive?
Oh yeah, which is that was I didn't like that.
Oh damn.
No, I know. I like Wes, and then I don't know. I didn't care too much for that part of it. I don't know. Maybe I was just too young. I don't remember the last time I rewatched it, but yeah, I don't think I could really contribute too much to that part. I guess I thought I was remembering so much of Lightspeed when you guys were talking about it. Now we're going to Time Force, and I'm like, crap! Did I even watch that season?
And Eric, him and Wes had a really interesting relationship.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Who was it?
Eric, the Quantum Ranger.
Oh yeah. I did like their dynamic. I think Eric was my favorite part of that show. Even though he was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But I thought he was awesome. I love the suit. I love the whole style of the Time Force suits. I think that they are as uniform looking as space. I felt like they were the most, like when you look at all of them together, they look like they're a legit team. Like sometimes, all the suits have kind of wonky helmets. Sometimes they don't really match each other too much, but like with Time Force, I really like their suits a lot. Eric, I love the second Red Ranger part of it. I do think that because Eric's so popular, like the Quantum Ranger's so popular, that I feel like Wes is kind of in his shadow a lot now. When you mention both of them, it's kind of like I feel like because he's not a solo Red Ranger, he doesn't get the Red Ranger love that he should. Wes. But, that's my opinion.
That's interesting. I never felt that way. But maybe it's because that's not my personal feeling.
Yeah, I feel like when I post like about like Wes or Eric together, it's Eric the one that gets most of the love and whatnot.
I think that's also because like he's a bit of like a badass, and a lot of people tend to like that. Like I find like even with like when you get like Evil Tommy, people love Evil Tommy more, like or Evil Trent. They'll love Evil Trent from Dino Thunder. I know we're going off track here, but like I find that people like that bit of a dynamic.
Right.
And so I think that's probably why.
Well, Eric, he wasn't necessarily evil. He was
No,
he
but
reminded
like
me of the Magna Defender. The way that he wasn't, a bad guy, but he also wasn't necessarily a friend or even an ally to the Rangers.
Yeah, that's what I kind of mean. Like he's a badass. Like he's not like a, your typical like, yeah.
kind of like an anti-hero. Well, I don't want to say that. Magna Defender was an anti-hero. And then Eric, he worked for the Silver Guardian, so he was a hero, but he just didn't want to have anything to do with the Rangers,
He,
especially Wes.
yeah, and he was really all about having the glory to himself. Like he really wanted to be like that person. He was very arrogant in that regards. You know, um, I think that's one thing I definitely remember most about him. And obviously, aside from Jen being like the queen of the show, she's hands down awesome. Just complete badass.
Oh yeah.
In a good way.
No, and like I actually had a love-hate relationship with Jen at the very beginning. I at first, because like I was always Team Katie anyway. Like I always loved Katie, but Jen had to grow on me because at the very beginning, oh my gosh, like especially when the episode with she finally let Wes join the team.
Yeah.
And she was just like not here for it, and she basically like ripped him a new one and stuff, and was like, "You're not fighting at all. You're playing." And I'm just like, "Oh, girl." I mean, granted he was. Yeah, granted he wasn't taking it seriously, but goddamn, like, I mean, you ain't had to like. I mean, she was really like going in on him, and I'm just like, girl, like, chill, like, have a little compassion. I mean, goddamn, like, I mean,
just lost her fiance right in front of her.
Well,
I know, but damn, I mean, she was just like really just. I'm like, girl, do you need a hug?
Yes.
She was flipping out on everybody, and it was just like, I understand you're on your mission, but I mean, it's not their fault. So don't treat it like it's their fault.
I mean,
like.
Grief does make you act a certain way, and I'm kind of glad that they kind of portray that with her.
Yeah.
Where she wasn't all like, "All right, guys, we lost a soldier, but that's okay. Let's continue on this mission." Like, she wasn't like the preppy talk, and I'm glad they did that. They made it.
Yeah.
The one thing I really do enjoy this season is that they made it more realistic too, and like I like how like the Rangers have to find jobs to obviously afloat their living situation, even though the living situation wasn't all that amazing. But it was kind of cool in that regard. So, like, great, now you're in the 21st century. How do you survive in the 21st century? Like, with no jobs, no identity, nothing.
First of all, I'm sorry, but them doing them little odd jobs, cleaning up stuff and doing all that, like, they couldn't have been paying nothing for, like, they what were they paying for? Because you can even not pay for rent, and still with like odd jobs, you still need to be making like bank to live out in LA. Like,
yeah,
you need to be doing some kind of job, because just like, oh yeah, I'm just doing like little odd jobs here and there, cleaning up this, cleaning up that. It's like, how much money was y'all making?
Well, yeah. Do you remember like that one episode where Lucas is driving his car? I don't know what kind of car it is, but it looked expensive.
I'm just like, what is happening? Like, there's no way. There's no way. Not with rent. Like, rent being the way it is. I mean, of course they didn't pay for rent, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, even food is expensive. Like,
well, you have to
come on now.
remember, Wes is rich, so he was sugar daddying all of them.
Well, that's the thing. Remember, he split up from them. Like, he split up from his daddy. So he started doing the same thing they were doing, like working them little odd jobs and stuff. And it's just like,
yeah, but the boy probably had a savings account that he probably never really used because
bro,
like
right,
you know what
right.
I mean?
He was definitely a trust fund baby.
Oh
That would have
yeah.
been that actually would have been cool if we saw him maybe wrestling with whether or not he wanted to dig into the money that he has to keep going and to help his friends out, or if he just wanted to continue to do it on his own. I don't think that they ever even had him think about it or showed him to think about it at all.
Well,
No,
obviously
they didn't.
not.
It was just basically him just like going on about his
Bye,
business. Like,
Dad.
yeah, it was like, oh, okay, bye, Dad. We're done.
Yeah.
And that was like the last thing you seen of it. But yeah, I mean, like overall though, like I don't know, like Time Force to me, out of all the cast members, I don't know what it is about the Time Force cast, but I love them. I think that's what made me love Time Force. Is just the fact that the cast just felt like it was an energy that I never felt with that cast before.
Yeah.
It was just something about them. I don't know what it is. It's so hard to explain because like I love Lost Galaxy. I love the Lost Galaxy cast. But I like Legacy Rescue cast too. I like their cast, but some about that damn Time Force that I'm just like they were just so much fun, and I'm just
Yeah.
like I love this team, and like you, Drew. I love the suits. The
Oh
suits
yeah.
to me they were just so clean and so classy, but yet so futuristic and so badass. Like the design was just it was literally perfect. Like I don't know, like I've not seen a design yet that's been on that level since Time Force. Like their suits to me are like hands down some of the best suits that I've seen on Power Rangers. Like
Yeah.
their suits are like some of the best. And I like the fact that their visors are a color.
Right.
Like they're not black. They are like legit a ranger color. And it's just like this is dope. I don't know how the heck these people are seeing through them, but this
I
is
was
dope.
I was just gonna say that. Oh my god.
No, because it's like literally like they didn't look like they were like they had like a little opaque little look through it or anything like that. Like literally like they're a solid color. So it forces your imagination to go, oh wow, like they probably got some little tech little thingy going through it so that they can still see through it, but you can't see through. You can't see in
Or
it.
it's like what?
Yeah.
Or could it be like one of those? I'm not sure what they're called. Like, oh no, they're tinted windows. You know how like on the inside it looks so clear, but then on the outside you can't see in.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It could also be some high tech technology though too.
It all, yeah. It was from the 31st century, I think.
30th century. No,
30th. Okay. So yeah,
no,
they're
wait. I'm thinking about Sailor Moon. That's 30th century.
I was like, what
Year
are you talking
3000,
about?
whatever
Yeah.
that is. Is
I was
that
like,
30th century?
whatever.
3000?
I don't have no idea. Was from the year
Child, I don't know. Yeah,
3001.
year
So
3000. 3001 actually.
they had
3001.
yeah, obviously they had some sort of tech. Probably some they probably have like beyond um like tricked out the tinted window situation.
Right? Which
And
I'm
then
like, go ahead.
did you ever notice they had two different helmets? Um there were helmets where the symbols they were just painted on symbols, and then they had helmets where there was glass, and then inside the glass was the painted symbol.
Yes,
You
I
ever?
noticed it. I noticed it. I mainly saw it with like yellow.
Mhm.
I mainly noticed it with her. Yeah, but I noticed that too. I noticed that a lot.
I
Because
actually like that look better. I
you
think
like
that's
that looks
the
better.
yeah. I think that's the helmet that at least Aaron uh, um Jen has.
Yeah,
Hers.
yeah.
I thought it looked cool. That's
It
just
looks
like a
kind of
random.
weird.
Yeah. As much as I like Lost Galaxy as a season with their suits, I'm not a fan of the Charlie Brown chest that they got going on. Even with like the Pink Ranger, she's got those really spooky eyes on her helmet. I can't take my eyes off of them. There's something about her helmet that
Sure.
just scares the crap out of me. So
Listen, now the Pink Ranger. Listen, first of all of them, their Galactabeasts were a hot mess before they got their armored mode. Like their Galactabeasts look crazy.
The Wildcat was really scary looking. That big pink cat thing. But so was the Condor, but it wasn't even really a Condor. It was like something else.
It was a falcon in the Japanese version, but they called it a condor here.
yeah.
But Even that thing looked ugly. It was just like,
Yeah.
why? First of all, I'm sorry. I have to say this. Why was the condor constantly like bouncing like he was listening to rap music or something? Like I just always felt like before it turned into like the armored form, it just kind of had this like bounce to it. Like it just like was on springs or something. I don't know what it is, but I hated them before they transformed. They look crazy.
Yeah, like Will said with the Pink Rangers, the freaking cat. Oh my gosh, that's a scary freaking looking thing.
It
I
had
can't
fur.
That's what got me. I still have nightmares about it. The fur. It's gross.
I'm still bugging over the fur. Like this thing had fur around its neck. Like it doesn't get cold. Like, like what is happening? Like that thing is so dad blasted ugly. Like what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Just wow. But no, like the Lost Galaxy suits were definitely not my favorite by far. They look jank. Um, like and my least favorite helmet of them all, though. I'm sorry, like you're talking about the pink one. The pink was somewhat decent, despite the eyes and the weird ears that was on it. It was it ear or fur? I don't remember. I don't know,
I hope it's
but
not.
I couldn't tell. But despite that, the ugliest helmet to me, and I hate to say it like this, but the red one,
Really?
Leo's. I
Wow.
hated Leo's helmet.
Wow.
That orangish yellow looking thing supposed to be his mane on the top of its head. It just looked like, what is happening? What is this? Like,
Wow.
really? And then like it didn't even have teeth. Like you would think it would have like some kind of like teeth around the rectangle on its face. No type of indentures anywhere. Just gummy. His helmet was gummy. I'm just like, what is this? Oh, I hate it. I'm not a fan. I was never a fan of Leo's helmet.
My,
Um,
my least favorite was probably Maya's. I didn't really like the way that looked.
okay,
Uh,
well,
oh, you did?
no, I was gonna say like, I didn't care for Maya at all.
I like Damon's. I like the sleekness of it. That's still
Yeah.
something I want to cosplay as.
I was not a fan of Maya the character at
No,
all.
she did
I
not add to the story. She did not take away from the story. She was just simply there with her big
Hair.
jugs. Like they were nice, don't get me wrong, but
Wait, did you say her big hair or her big boobs?
jugs.
Oh, I don't understand how you couldn't do more with that character because that was a very interesting character.
What? Like her wearing like really? Cause
No, that no. I'm saying, well, they didn't do anything good with the character.
well, that's what we're
They
saying.
did,
Like she. That's
like
exactly.
I'm saying, how couldn't you? I just don't understand.
Oh,
She's an alien. She can talk to the Galactic. Um, like
she,
I just feel like there's more that they could have done with her.
oh, absolutely.
oh,
Like
there was plenty they could have done with
oh,
her.
absolutely. Like
Plenty.
right? They just didn't do anything with her, and then like she was just
Anything.
literally there with her jugs. Forget her hair. Like she was basically wearing a top that was like, look at my boobs.
You talking about they oversexed these characters. Like we already talked about Leo ripping his shirt off and
oh,
revealing all these muscles.
oh.
Like that just
I
sparked. I'm
mean,
pretty sure a
no
whole wave of
regrets there.
gay kids. Um, like just because I know I was one of them. I was like instantly like, okay, I like guys.
that was a check for me. I definitely like guys.
Okay, like oh my god. And then you got Maya. walking around out here. She was the only person on Terra Venture half naked.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
literally.
she could have changed her outfit so many times.
So many times.
So many times. Like, I get it. She came from the jungle. Okay, fine. Like, that was her outfit that she came with. Right. But now she's living on Terra Venture, like, with so many outfit options.
No, she actually. I think that she got that outfit from Terra Venture because she didn't look like that in the first episode, and she didn't have time to grab her clothes when her planet turned to stone.
You realize that her outfit didn't change much. They just cleaned it up. They took away the fur.
No, like, nah. I mean, first of all, I'm sorry, but I never liked that. I never liked her civilian costume. I never liked it. I never liked it.
She just
What
didn't.
was
She didn't fit in.
No.
She didn't. That was it. I think that was the problem with it. It was just like she just didn't fit in. It was like they wanted to hold on to that, oh, she's a jungle girl thing, and I get that. But first of all, what jungle girls we know wear boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess
Like,
they had to domesticate her somehow. I guess.
but they could have gave her sandals.
and
Okay.
right? And then on top of that, like, they could have just covered up her boobs.
Well, you know they weren't gonna do that.
No. No.
Well, you know they weren't gonna do that now.
I mean,
come on. I mean, we're not doing that. We're not covering that up. And it was so funny with her stunt guy, because obviously we know it was a man in that scene. And the way they would have his breast sitting on his neck. I'm like, can y'all just bring those breasts down just a little bit? Because I don't know any woman whose breast sits that high up and are that big.
oh my god.
Can y'all just bring them down just a little bit? Just a little bit. Thanks, management. I'm just like, what is happening? But no, like, I don't know. Like, I was just not a fan of Maya and that costume. And then like she had that one episode with who was that? Her friend Shonda, wasn't it? Wasn't it Shonda? Or I think it was Shonda.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think her name was Shonda. And she was like, Kendrick saw her, limping or whatever, and she heard from the GSA agents that they shot the monster who was trying to steal the Galaxy book. And so she tried to tell Maya, like, oh no, I saw your friend limping and someone was trying to steal the Galaxy book. We might need to watch your friend. And she's like, no, how dare you talk about my friend like that? And I'm just like, girl, you ain't gonna even listen to what she got to say? I mean, put two and two together, homegirl limping, she got shot, like, put two and two together, like something ain't right. And then randomly, this girl just randomly appears on Terra Venture when all your people got turned to stone. Make it make sense.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Like, everybody got turned to stone on Marinoid except for Maya. And you mean to tell me your best friend from Marinoid just randomly popped up here? That's sign number one. Like,
And the fact that she never even questioned it. How did you get it? Did she question it? I don't remember now.
I don't even remember if she questioned it or not.
Or was it more like, oh my god, you're here, Shonda. Oh, let's go have some tea.
I don't even remember. Listen, all I know is that was foolishness. And I'm just like, right then and there, I would have been looking like, it's nice to see you, but I'm gonna stay a little bit away from you because I'm gonna treat you like you have the coronavirus 6 feet away. Like, I don't trust you. Because I just saw all of my people turn to stone and you just managed to make it.
How did you survive all this time? What did you get up to? There's a lot of questions,
A lot of questions. I'm just like, no, sis. I'm good. I'm good. No. But one thing that I will say though, I loved the setup with with To the 10th Power.
That was an amazing team up.
That was one of the best team ups ever.
Yeah.
Like that whole setup was just it was amazing. Like, and I didn't even realize that they were even setting us up to kill off a ranger. Who would have thought? Like, who would have thought of that?
Well, realistically, like, how we would never thought of it because no one has ever died on the Power Rangers, right? Like up until this
True.
point, our little minds were like, "Yeah, everyone's safe, everyone's fine." Little do we know,
The power will protect them. They're good.
right?
And then
Like,
all of a sudden, old girl chopped that sword in half and blew up. I said, "Oh
Bro.
my god!" I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I really thought she was gonna come back the next episode.
I just knew. I just knew she was coming back. I'm like, they're gonna bring Kendricks back, and yeah, we're because Kendricks was my favorite one of the team. Like, she was my favorite.
Oh, it was
And I'm just-
definitely Leo for me. I mean, he ripped off his shirt. He sold me.
But no, I'm like, I just knew. I'm like, I love Kendricks. Like, she's one of my favorite ones. Like, they have to bring her back. They have to bring her back. And then all of a sudden, like, Corone popped in the picture. I'm like, excuse me,
You're who now?
who?
We're gonna trust you? You almost,
Wait, what?
you almost destroyed Earth.
Right? And I'm like, wait, what? No, what? Who? Corone.
Hey.
Oh, she must be. I was like, oh, she must going to just hold the powers for like 2.5 seconds and then give them back to Kendricks when she comes back, right? Right?
No.
That girl stayed going to the end of the season. I'm like, oh, she was really dead.
But then when they brought her back at the end, though, that made me happy, really happy.
Yeah, me
That
too.
scene still brings tears to my eyes.
Right?
It still does.
It still does. Yeah, I watched it, like a clip of it just the other day. Yeah. I thought I was in my feelings.
It really puts me in my feelings every time because I always feel like she's like Lazarus when she's like walking through the light. And she's like, oh, she just got resurrected. Oh my God, this is amazing. Praise Jehovah, praise God. Oh my God. Like, I mean, literally, like those are the types of feelings that I get every time I watch the episode because I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God. And she just like walks to the light and she's like cheesing. And I'm just like, oh, this is beautiful. Oh my God.
And I will say this, though, too.
Right now.
Right?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I will say this, too. Like, I didn't appreciate her when I was younger, like, watching it for the first time. But watching it again now, I 1,000 times appreciate her role and appreciate her what she brought to the character.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that episode that she did with when she had the twin, the girl who looked just like her. Easily one of my favorite episodes.
You're gonna have to remind me. I have to rewatch that one.
Oh, it's the episode where her double was an actress.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she faked her leg being hurt because she didn't want to act and she didn't want to do anything. So Kendricks took her place.
Yes, that's right. I remember this now.
I'm like, oh my God, that is such a good episode. So yeah, like I thoroughly enjoyed Lost Galaxy for some of its stuff, but I just felt like as a whole the team just I don't know, could have had a V8.
And Kai, do you remember Kai? What did Kai bring to the role? I barely remember what he did.
So I really, when I watched it back, I liked him a lot more than I remembered that I did, and I think it's because he was the best actor on the show, so that's why I liked him. He was definitely like an asshole and a tight ass. He lightened up a bit as the season went on, but I'm endeared to like when when a character can act. When like I like them more sometimes.
Well, I think out of the entire cast, Archie has definitely one of the most like what's it called, acting experience under his belt. He's done a lot,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so it's no surprise that he would be good or better than the others were or are.
Yeah, he wasn't like I liked Kai the character, but sometimes like I felt like here's my dish on Kai. I like Kai the character, but I hate how they played him because I feel like Kai would be every one of us. Like he would be literally every one of us, and they tried to make him like, oh, he's a very stickler for the rules. He's a tight ass, blah 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 blah. But I honestly felt like some of the stuff that he was tight about was just stuff that honestly you should be doing anyway. It's not so much like he was a tight ass or that he was just like, oh, everybody must follow the rules. But he was just like, I felt like he was just being a good person.
Yeah.
To be honest, like for example, the thing that comes to mind for me is when Leo was recruited to be a part of GSA on that one episode before he quit because he realized that wasn't for him. Like Leo was doing all sorts of dumb shit. Like he was eating on the job. He forgot to lock the weapons gate, which is why the monster went and stole all the guns. It's like, bro, like you doing stupid shit. Like, of course I'm gonna flip out on you. And they try to make Kai look like, oh, he's being so mean. He's being so mean. But I'm like, no, I would flip out on Leo too. Like, Leo, you being a dumbass. Like,
Well,
you know?
that's funny you say that because I actually did not get that impression of Kai myself. Like I always thought, like you're right. Like he cared about his job. He did what he needed to do, and he abide by the
Yeah.
rules. I never thought he was a tight ass or anything like that. If anything, I felt like he was too plain for me.
Yeah, like I understood what they were trying to do, but yeah. Oh, go ahead, Will.
I'm surprised that Lena didn't see that as mean as Kai was to Leo. I think one big reason was they made it seem like Kai had a crush on Hendrix, and then of course
Mm-hmm.
on Leo, and that was reciprocated.
Oh,
And
I
then,
definitely did not get that feeling.
oh wow, you need to watch it again. They showed that, like, and definitely for a fact in the first episode, like when they first knocked into each other, like he knocked Kendrick over, helped her up, and they're staring at each other, and then Kai sees them looking at each other, and he like grabs Kendrick away from Leo.
Well, I think like my took away from that was he grabbed Kendrick because like they knew each other, they trained together, right? Where like Leo was this newcomer and that he was just gonna get her in trouble, so he didn't want that for her. That was the vibe I got from it. Like not so much that he had a crush on her, more of like he was trying to protect her. You know,
I
like
kind of
well,
feel like Kai was cop blocking.
I mean, he could have. I like. I mean, like, mind you, that was the vibe I was getting from it. I wasn't really getting like, I don't know. I just never really felt like he was giving her romance vibe, like versus like he really cared for her as a friend vibe. I mean, that was my take from it. Where Leo was, it was definitely like he was interested in her at some point, and she was very interested in him. That's for sure, and she made that pretty clear too.
It broke my heart on that episode. What was it, Red Romance? When he was going after another girl and Kendrick was still there, but of course,
Yeah.
Kendrick was sick or Valerie was sick at the time, so I guess they started to prepare to write her off at that point, so they just
Right.
totally.
Yeah, see that's exactly what I mean. Like it made it was very clear that she liked him, and that was the
And
vibe that yeah, and obviously vice versa. But because he was getting himself into some new girl's life, that I was like, well, obviously you didn't like her that much because you're trying to look for a new girlfriend.
Right.
That's just my take. But yeah, that's why I didn't felt like Kai liked her like that. I felt like he was just trying to protect her because there's this newcomer. He's always causing trouble. Like he snuck onto the ship to begin with. So it's just like all of this, like checklist of being the exact opposite of, I guess like kind of like what a parent want for a child. Like, don't hang out with this kid because he's gonna get you in trouble. Like, he's he's done A, B, Z. That's the vibe I got from Kai for with Val. Val, what was her name? Was her name Val? No, I can't remember. Kendrick. Sorry, Kendricks. Yeah. So that's why I didn't feel like he was a mean character or that. Yeah. I could definitely see the cock blocking part, but I didn't really get the vibe that he was interested in her like that.
Mm. Yeah, like I don't know, like I definitely got that he was just like, oh yeah, I'm really like I'm just trying to cock block her because I sense that he's trouble.
Yes, exactly. See,
Yeah. I don't know if I really believe that he liked her.
Yes.
But I definitely sense that he felt like Leo was trouble.
See,
like,
exactly. Yeah, pretty much that in a sentence. Exactly. That's you've got my emotions
like,
dead on.
I see you got them hungry eyes for him.
Right?
No.
Yes.
Like, no. He's not good for you, sis.
Right. Exactly. That's the vibe I got. Definitely not the he liked to romance in a way. No. Did not get that vibe at all. And if you got if you got those vibes, you need to rewatch it again.
Right, like you got but no, like, so I do want to get your guys' opinion though. What did y'all feel about since we're talking about shippers? What did y'all feel about the whole thing with Joel and Miss Fairweather? How did y'all like how that was handled?
Not wow.
Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable because he was coming after her the entire season, and like I feel like I've seen it worse on different TV shows from around that time period, but it seemed like she wasn't really into him. Like she thought he was charming, but like she wasn't trying to do that, and then it's kind of like he kept wearing her down until she finally said, "Let's go out on a date" at the very end. It was funny though. Keith Robinson he's so charismatic. Like he's a really good actor. So that's why I'm not gonna say I was okay with it, but that's why I thought it was kind of funny throughout to see that. But it's not the best. It didn't age well, I should say.
I honestly don't remember it that like Lena. I kind of blocked a lot of light speed from my brain.
All right.
Yes, I'm not alone.
No, it's I even like I don't know. It's a lot of that I really don't. I think I watched it once when it aired, and I never went back to watch it. So a lot of stuff in there like that about the characters I don't even remember. I know Carter gets a lot of love for being a really, really good Red Ranger. But
yeah, shoot him up, Carter.
Yeah, but yeah, with Fairweather and Joel, I honestly can't even remember that.
It was like love at first sight when he first saw her, and then he just was after her that entire season.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like that's a little cringy too.
I will say, for me, I actually liked. I felt like for Power Rangers, it actually was handled the best. And I think it was honestly due to Keith Robinson's just his overall skill in acting. I feel like he did. I feel like he was trying. In my heart of hearts, I feel like he was trying not to make it seem creepy, but coming at it from like an honest, honest standpoint from it. Because it could have easily went very rapey. Easily.
Yeah.
Like it could have turned very rapey, and it could have turned into another Jake and Gia. It easily could have.
Oh God.
But to me, I honestly felt like they did it right. Only I will say there was a lot of moments that he really just was like, ugh. But there were actually human moments with Joel. Like for example, when he found out that when he thought that Miss Fairweather had a boyfriend, and it was the other guy who was working on their armor with he and Kai, and he didn't know, but he thought that I think that was like her brother or something like that, and he didn't know that they were actually related, but he thought that was that they were actually in a relationship. Like you could see the heartbreak in his whole being. Like you just knew that he was really hurt. Like, dag, like this is really fucked up. Like the woman I like is already with somebody else. So it was like you really felt for him. Well, at least I did. I
Yeah.
felt bad for him. And also too, like you could tell like he really, really liked her. It wasn't just a situation where it was just like, oh, I want to hit it and quit it type of
Yeah.
like lust for her. But like he really liked her. And that's what I think that I like about it, because at first you can tell it started out very, very physical. It started out that way. It started out very physical. It was like, oh wow, yeah, I see this hot woman in front of me. I definitely want to jump her bones. Like, she kind of gave him that energy too. When she fell down and she had the glasses off and she kind of had that beautiful, sexy gaze, and she just sitting there looking at him like she wanted to rip his clothes off and jump on him like a chocolate drop. You could see the energy, like you could feel it. But over time, it really kind of felt like, even though she was like dubbing him like the whole freaking season, you can kind of tell that there was something between them. So for me, I felt like at the very end when she finally, took him up on his date, and even at that point, he was like, "Stop playing with me." You know what I'm saying? Like, we all about to die in this aqua base. We all about to drown to death, and you talking about a date. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, no, like I'm serious. Like, if we get out of here, I will go out. I will go out on a date with
Totally
you.
forgot about that moment. No.
And I'm like, oh my god, like it finally happened. And the way it happened, it was so, to me, it was so humanistic. If that is that, I've been making up words all night, but if that's even a word, but it was just so human. Like you could feel it, and it was like, dag, like this is actually pretty good. And so I really honestly like that whole dynamic between them, because it was like Joel had to work for it after he screwed up. Because Miss Fairweather wasn't gonna make it easy for him, because he basically talked crap to her on like episode 2 and didn't even know it was even her. So she was like, "Oh no, like you're gonna work for this," and he worked and he succeeded. So I actually I was actually kind of like, okay, I'm actually feeling this dynamic. So I like, for me, I actually like that. I actually like them together. I like them a lot. Um,
I came across this scene just now. Something happened to Miss Fairweather, and she's in the hospital bed at the end of the episode, and all the Rangers are around her, checking on her, and Joel is holding her hand, comforting her, and then she snatches it away because he like has a death grip on it, and then she drops her tea on her bed, and then like she's trying to like wipe it up, and then Joel peeks under under her sheet
That's
to
not
see if she
creepy.
has on. And then
what?
That's
she
not
hits
creepy.
them. I'll send it to you.
That's not
That's
creepy.
all I could think of, and then I found it on my. Oh my goodness, that was
Okay,
great. That
now
was
that just totally made me just like renege everything I just said. Like, what the heck, man?
I'm like, well, my point still stand. It was a little creepy.
No, that's a little creepy.
Mm.
Um, wow. Damn it, Joel. Uh,
Here you are standing up for him for like a good 10 minutes.
I really was like, I was really trying to like give him the benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt, and really trying to root for him,
You know,
and
a good
God
10
darn
minutes down the drain.
Oh my gosh, Joel. Oh my gosh. I just watched it. Oh, I hate you, Joel. I hate you. You just ruined it. You ruined everything.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That was great. You tried so hard too.
I did. But you know what though? I still believe that I'll still fight for Joel. I'll still fight for it. I still do like that dynamic, even though that was creepy. Damn.
You sure
Damn it,
though?
Joel.
Because that was very creepy. Like he was taking advantage of the situation.
He was. He was. And oh God. But anyway, so this comes to the point of the episode where we are going to actually put the seasons in order from the ones we like the least to the ones that we like the most. Since you are our guest host, Drew, which one would you rank from favorite to least favorite?
Of the 3 seasons we've been talking about, or all together?
Yeah. From 3 seasons.
Oh, Lightspeed last, then Time Force, then Lost Galaxy first.
Okay.
Lost Galaxy really did it for me with, Damon is probably my favorite Green Ranger. Leo made me question my sexuality. The Galactic Beast, with the furry cat gives me nightmares, but it's still fun to look at. Magna Defender storyline with his son Zika, or now I'm getting the two confused with the Sentai series, but
no, you're
was
right.
His brother? It was his son, right?
Yeah, it was his son.
It was his son, yeah.
So and that stuff was pretty compelling. So yeah, Lost Galaxy does it for me. That's my favorite of the 3.
For me, it would definitely be Lightspeed Rescue last for the most obvious reason that I could not get out of my life. Oh my god. Lost Galaxy for me would be second, though Leo still holds my heart. Definitely Time for Force for the first, only because going back to what we were saying, I just love the cast. I love everything about it. I love the dynamic. I just love all the silliness. It's almost like a true. It's almost what Mighty Morphin should have been. Like obviously they work together, they train together, so they learn to love each other. They learn how to stick up for each other. They learn how to have each other's back. And so you really saw that, especially with Wes adding to the group. So I really really like that in the end. So definitely Time Force for me. That's my first.
I always have second thoughts when I have to rank them. Damn, and we didn't talk about the villains of Lightspeed in particular, because I think that might have actually been the best part of that season. But
you have to be talking about Diabolico because Vipra.
Oh, not
Side-eye.
Queen Banshira's evil ass. Oh my god.
Oh, the best part was when she sacrificed Vipra.
Oh god. And Olympus. Oh, they were so awesome. But anyway, okay. So these are just gonna go by like what I like, not like what I think was better. Quality wise. I'll go with Lightspeed, Time Force, and then Lost Galaxy. Lost Galaxy's first.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm going to have to side with Lena on this one. But not because of Lightspeed Rescue being just like playing over and over and over. but no, like I actually I would go Lightspeed. Lightspeed had a lot of really good qualities about it that I really liked. Um, but I'm still gonna put it last because there wasn't none of these 3 seasons for me. I had that they didn't have anything that was like overly wrong with them. Like they were all like fantastic seasons.
Yeah.
But I would have to put Lightspeed last. Um, Lost Galaxy second. Um, and then I would put Time Force first. Only because I'm putting Time Force first because there was, along with the cast being the way they were, they just it was just something so human about that cast. Like it was just like they were so much fun, and the stuff that they dealt with, like Jen dealing with her loss, and her getting over it, and then her actually getting over the person who she was going to originally marry, and realizing I really don't actually want to marry you. Like, what kind of mental gymnastics was that? Like, it was just like literally she went from, oh yeah, I love this dude, I want to marry him, to him dying, to him coming back, to her saying, you know what, I don't even like you like that. No, I'm good. Uh, like all of these things are like actual human elements that I just felt like they resonated with me, even at that age. Like
Yeah.
they resonated with me and they felt so real. Um, I love the just like their dynamic. Movie Madness is one of my favorite episodes because I always felt like I was Katie. And like you just imagine young Brandon with a towel on his head dancing around in circles and singing. That was me. Because I was totally Katie. It was just like I thoroughly enjoyed that season so much, and just the villain like Rancic, he was probably one of the most human. Like even though he was a mutant that hated humans, he was one of the most humanistic villains we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like he, you could tell his hate came from for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just, oh, I want to destroy the world. It wasn't just, oh, I'm evil because the script said I have to be. Like he was evil because people made him that way.
Yeah.
Like if he wasn't a mutant with a messed up face and messed up skin, like he would probably be just like anybody else. But because people treated him that way, like and just shunned him, he just developed a hatred for people that was just like, you know what, bump y'all. Like I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna just kill you all. And I really liked that because it was honest. Even though it was very exaggerated, it still felt honest.
Yeah.
And it was just like it just taught like there were so many lessons and so many things that you could learn from it, even if they weren't trying to teach those lessons. You could still find a lesson in it. Um, and I don't know, like it just everything about it, from just Eric, finally learning that, yeah, even though we grew up different, him and Wes, like even though we grew up differently, we can still change our destinies. We can still change the future.
Yeah.
Even though yes, they did change it because clearly he was supposed to die. His Japanese version, his Japanese character Naoto definitely got killed.
Oh.
Right.
But we saved him, which was great. Eric did not die. But I don't know. Like I just really love Time Force, so I have to put it number one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put to the audience, for those listeners out there who are listening. When you hear this episode, we want to know, like, who do you like? Like, which season is your favorite? Which season is your least? What is your ranking order? We're definitely gonna send that out to everybody, because we want to know. We want to know. Um, but yeah, once again, thank you for being with us, Drew. It was a pleasure. We had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun with us.
Oh, I did. Thank you. And I want to say real quick, thank you guys again for asking me to be on the podcast. And thank you to everyone who's listening and stuff at Instagram. I really do feel like you guys help me out with my everyday life, and I think it is a blessing. Like, everyone that I talk to, everyone that I've met because of it, it really did make me see this whole fandom through a new perspective, and I respect it a lot more because of the fans. So thank you guys for having me, and thank you to everyone.
Oh, thank you.
That's so
Except
sweet.
you, Brandon, hit me with those fact checks and stuff.
But it was all out of love. It was all out of love.
I'm screaming. I can't believe you. You actually did that.
I will make sure that when we see each other at Power Morphicon next year, I'm going to give you a hug, okay? I'm going to make sure I give you a hug.
Thank you.
Just don't say nothing wrong again, okay?
Wow. Underlying threat.
Well, once again, you can check us out. Our link is linktr.e/Tribunal of the Grid. I always get tongue twisted on that. Once again, I'm going to repeat it. Link tr. No, what is it?
No, forget it. Don't repeat it. Because if they're listening to us, they should know how to find us. And they don't.
No. They need to know. They need to know. And I'm gonna get this mess right. It is linktr.ee. Yes, I got it. Ha! linktr.ee/Tribunal of the Grid. Ha! Okay. Yes. You can find all of our links there. You can find our SoundCloud, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram. You can find it all. And yeah, just continue listening. We got some cool stuff coming up, and some more interviews. So definitely stay tuned. I am your host, Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And I'm Drew.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, come on. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.